What if changing an artist's hair color could completely change how we see them? Imagine Rihanna without the red hair during the Loud era. Billie Eilish without the green roots that defined her early career. Or Ice Spice without the signature orange curls. Would we still see them the same way? In music, hair color can become a symbol. The most interesting part is that changing their hair also changed how audiences understood them. So, why do certain hair colors become unforgettable? Let's start with an artist who didn't just use their hair as a style choice, but as a way to create a character. Tyler, the Creator. During the Igor era, Tyler, the Creator introduced one of the most recognizable visual identities of his career, the blonde bowl cut. At first glance, it seems like an unusual styling choice, and that's exactly why it worked. The shape itself was already unexpected. The bowl cut had a strange, exaggerated silhouette that didn't quite feel like a typical hairstyle. It felt designed, almost like a cartoon character. And that connection was intentional. Before the Igor era, Tyler had actually drawn a character for a stop-motion short film he was working on with a similar haircut. However, in the original drawing, the hair was black.
I've been drawing that character for like 3 years now. It has black hair, but it's the short bob cut and the turtleneck, and I just was like, I'm gonna switch it to blonde just based on the undertones of my skin.
The character design already existed before the hairstyle became part of Tyler's real-life image. By taking that same unusual silhouette and changing the color from black to blonde, Tyler completely transformed how people perceived it. The blonde made the look feel more artificial and almost like a costume. It created a stronger contrast and pushed the idea that this wasn't just Tyler changing his appearance. He was stepping into a character. But that raises an interesting question. Why did Tyler, the Creator, choose this look in the first place?
I don't know, I just thought it would be a cool character. Just a tall, slim suit, blonde hair.
What makes this even more interesting is that the decision wasn't necessarily created as a calculated branding strategy. He simply just followed an instinct. And that's what makes it such a creative choice. The soft blonde worked perfectly alongside the pastel suits, the pinks, baby blues, mint greens. Take a look at this. If Tyler kept the hair dark, the feeling completely changes. The contrast becomes heavier. The character feels less like a fictional world. There have been artists who have played similar ideas before, like Andre 3000, who became known for pushing fashion and hairstyles beyond traditional expectations. Even Ike Turner. In one interview, Tyler even pointed out,
And like black dudes don't really have hair like that.
and that observation is important. It wasn't just a color change. It challenged what audiences expected a hip-hop artist to look like. Whether intentional or not, Tyler understood something important about visual identity. The things that feel unfamiliar at first are often the things people remember the most. Tyler shows us how hair can create a character, and Rihanna's red hair is one of the strongest examples of that. In 2010, Rihanna completely changed how audiences saw her. Before Loud, Rihanna was coming from the rated R era, a much darker chapter. The visuals were heavier, the music explored pain, heartbreak, and vulnerability. Then, Loud arrived. Everything shifted. The music became brighter, the performances became bigger, energy became more playful, the color became a visual reset. But what made Rihanna's red hair so powerful was that she didn't wear it one single way. The color became a tool she could constantly reinvent. Sometimes it was long, flowing, and glamorous. Sometimes it was styled into big curls that amplified the larger-than-life pop star energy. Songs like Only Girl in the World amplified this perfectly. S&M pushed it even further. The theatrical styling, provocative energy, and bold personality all matched the fiery red color. Even on softer songs like California King Bed, the red hair still maintained that confidence. While Rihanna used color to announce a new chapter, Billie Eilish used color to reject everything people expected pop stars to be. When people think of Billie Eilish, one of the first images that comes to mind is the black hair with the neon green roots. That combination alone became recognizable. This was not the polished, glamorous image that dominated mainstream pop at the time. The interesting thing about this hairstyle is that the colors almost fight against each other. The black creates this feeling of mystery, darkness, and distance. It matched the emotional and unsettling side of her music. Then the neon green completely interrupts it. It feels energetic and unpredictable. It demands attention, and that contrast is exactly what made Billie's identity feel different. Every part of the visual identity supported each other. The oversized clothing, the baggy fits, the neon accents, the overall rejection of the typical glamorous pop image. In 2021, Billie's green and black hair changed. What could this have meant? Maybe a new era. Maybe a new persona. Regardless, the fans were invested. The neon green roots disappeared and the black hair became platinum blonde. For her happier than ever era, her blonde hair created a softer, more mature, and more classic Hollywood-inspired direction. During her British Vogue appearance, Billie described the blonde look as making her feel more like a woman. The blonde was actually closer to Billie's natural hair color. In a way, this era represented a return to an older version of herself. Billie later reflected on feeling disconnected from the identity she created during this transformation. She explained, "I was with myself so much that I couldn't see myself objectively anymore. And then I dyed my hair blonde, and I immediately was like, oh, I have no idea who I am." The reason this moment matters is because it shows how powerful a signature visual can become. Changing the hair meant changing the symbol people associated with her. But sometimes, hair color doesn't represent a new world. Sometimes it becomes the identity itself. That brings us to Ice Spice. Unlike the other artists in this video, Ice Spice didn't use hair color to introduce a new chapter. The hair was the introduction. The orange curls became the first thing many people associated with her. Although her natural hair is dark brown with a naturally curly texture, the ginger orange look became the visual identity that audiences immediately recognized. Her hair color feels playful, warm, youthful, and energetic. What made it even more interesting was the contrast it created with the song that introduced her to a wider audience, Munch.
Like, you thought I was feeling you?
The song had a confident and gritty energy, but the bright orange curls brought something unexpected to the image. Her hair became almost like a logo. You didn't need to see her name. You could see the silhouette and immediately understand who it was. In an interview with Keke Palmer, Ice Spice talked about wanting the look to feel like a signature.
But I don't know, I really wanted to mark okay, this is me, you know what I mean? I wanted you to be able to tell right away okay, it's me, because by the ginger.
The biggest proof that Ice Spice's identity worked was when it moved beyond music and entered internet culture. The orange curls became so recognizable that people began comparing her look to Annie, the famous red-haired character, turning the resemblance into a meme. But the interesting part wasn't just the joke. The reason the comparison worked was because people instantly understood the visual connection. The color, the curls, and the silhouette. Image had become recognizable enough to exist outside of the original context. And that is when an identity becomes powerful, when people start referencing the symbol itself. Similar to Rihanna during the Loud era, Ice Spice understood the power of consistency while still creating different versions of the same look. Tyler, the Creator, used blonde hair to create a character. Rihanna used red hair to create an era. Billie Eilish used green roots to create a world. And Ice Spice used orange curls to create a brand. If you made it this far, subscribe for more deep dives into visual identity. See you in the next one.